Welcome back to the Valley. Today, I am your host, Janet Michael. As I mentioned when we went to break, I've got a whole new guest and a whole new topic for the second half of today's show. Guy Curtis is back on the Zooms with me today, not officially representing Laurel Ridge Community College. We're going to talk a little bit about a golf tournament, I suspect, but one of Guy's other hats is a baseball hat. So we are going to talk for a few minutes about Frederick County National Little League's capital campaign. He has asked Tara Walker to join him. Tara is the organization's information officer. And Guy Curtis, this just proves how much I like you, that on a random day, I can give you half of a Valley Today show.
Oh, and we appreciate it so much, Janet. It's an awesome opportunity to talk about Frederick County National Little League. It's actually really close and dear to my heart and my family. I was a coach for 10 years in the league and still continue to volunteer. And so they have big dreams and plans to adjust to the growing Frederick County, Stevens City, Winchester area. And it's just awesome to be still continuing part of it. I was at a field just a couple of nights ago taking photos and helping out with some of their greater efforts of talking about their capital campaign and what they're trying to accomplish. And so it just brings back great memories of around a ball field, families cheering, kids having a great time, and it's a fun, safe environment. So thank you for having us on today.
Tara, give me a little background for someone who may not be familiar so much with Frederick County National Little League. Tell me a little bit about the organization.
We were established in 1984. We serve Winchester, Stevens City, Middletown, and the southern end of Frederick County. We're a nonprofit 501c3, so we're a fully volunteer-run organization. We have, I would say, over 100 volunteers each season in order to be successful. We're supported mostly by the families and local businesses and community sponsors in our area. And as Guy mentioned, looking to reach out to more today.
Tell me a little bit about this capital campaign. What does it look like and why do you need one?
So the campaign is really aiming to enhance the current facilities. Frederick County National actually owns two spaces. One of them is off of Passage Road, right in Stevens City. There's 3 fields there currently, and they're looking to expand another T-ball / coach pitch, more versatile, multi-purpose type field. Those fields have been around for quite a few years. The infrastructure is not quite ideal. There's a gravel parking lot there. They would love to have permanent bathroom facilities. They've slowly added things like a concession / kind of picnic space, but that building is older. And so there's times that they need to expand for events and things they want to accomplish there. There's batting cages that need to be refurbished. And ideally, the improvements they want to make to the current fields, maintaining them, keeping them up to the pace with play. There's dirt, there's grass, there's all these different things that need to be accomplished with those fields. But also building a new field is going to take a tremendous effort, pulling in funds from sponsors, donors, and even opportunities for us to go after a couple of grants. We're actually going to be looking at a few later this year. So the campaign is aiming to improve the facilities, maintain a fun, safe environment, not only just for baseball, but also softball. The league serves quite a few softball players and divisions. Part of that is knowing that Frederick County itself is going to be growing. And so we're anticipating that growth as well to youth sports as well as the league. And so we want to be ready for it.
I had totally forgotten that those fields existed. Josh is 30 now, but he played, they were new fields. They were newly put together when he was playing Little League. I had no idea that you were still using them. So I can totally understand why they might need some upgrades and some improvements, because they were literally 3 fields in the middle of nowhere back in the 90s when Josh played.
Yeah, it's been around for quite some time. Dickie and Sue McDonald, if you know the league very well, they are a rich tradition of past board members and volunteers who've tremendously helped out. Quite a few other individuals as well that have helped construct a couple of those fields, but it's time to grow. And so I think with the growth of the league and anticipation of more folks in the area, this campaign is hoping to serve that in more ways. Obviously, with the game itself and baseball and softball and even youth sports in general, so much is learned with team sportsmanship, leadership, communication skills, all the things that I tried as a coach to instill on the players that I supported and my son who went through the program, and working with other great families and people that we've coached with and volunteered with. So I think the league is more than just the game itself. Obviously, it's the community. And so having community support and having folks come together to help us, it takes all hands on deck to help this happen. So it takes a village to make things happen. Folks of the past did a lot of great work to build those facilities, but we're looking to get more support from the community.
Tara, what does that support look like? Are you hoping that people will write checks? Are there sponsorship opportunities? Explain to me how that looks.
There could be naming rights out at Passage Road for fields. Definitely sponsorships and check writing are things we are interested in. Just to provide a look at some of the numbers, every spring season we have about 25 to 35 teams, and we are sitting right now at over 350 players. Fall season is a little bit less than that, but it's still a significant number of players and volunteers that are with the league. So just having more places for kids to play and grow on the field and off the field is what we're looking to accomplish for our area.
And you're going to be doing various events throughout this capital campaign that people can participate in individually, even. So if it's someone's not in a position right now to say, hey, I want to write you a check for $400 and sponsor a team, they're going to be able to attend events and participate that way and give to you in that manner.
Yes, that is correct.
The league itself will have a hit-a-thon later this spring in May, hoping to have each player work to fundraise within their own connections. But we also have a golf tournament, a charity golf tournament on June 5th. It's going to be at Rock Harbor Golf Course, 9 a.m. shotgun start. So this is where my golf experience, Janet, comes into play in helping the league. We've done quite a few over the years, and honestly, we're going to have a great time engaging the golf community, getting business to come forward. We're still looking for a title sponsor to help us really underwrite a lot of the initial costs of the golf course and some of the expenses for the day. But we're hoping to be a tremendous success. So in addition to internal fundraising, external events such as the golf tournament will be a tremendous opportunity. We are looking at doing something in the fall later this year. So if there are sponsors who want to get together, there's been a few ideas that have been presented, but we're hoping the golf tournament really kick the campaign into gear.
Tara, when you mention naming rights, do you mean for the fields themselves?
Yes, for the new T-ball field. The other fields are currently named out at Passage Road.
How much money are you hoping to raise throughout this capital campaign?
We hope to get $500,000 to help the initial field expense. There are opportunities depending on how far the funds get raised. It could include lighting. For example, evening games, Passage Road are very short. As soon as that sun sets, it's difficult to play after that. So that could be a long-term goal. There are also additional plans and thoughts that continue the game. As I coached, there were so many days where we had practices canceled and we were looking for additional opportunities during the winter months when it was super cold. And so we had some practicing in indoor facilities. And so with enough support and the capacity to build on that property of Passage Road or find existing property within the Stevens City, Middletown, or lower half of the Winchester area, the league is also open to renting or perhaps building an indoor sporting space. So whether it's baseball, softball exclusive, or it's a community-oriented venue, that is like the pie in the sky dream opportunity to continue to have practices without delay and without cancellations of the weather. But it's also the year-round opportunity to have other camps and clinics. There's opportunities to learn how to coach better or umpire. How you do those things outside is sometimes always the challenge of some of our spaces. And if the opportunity is there and we have the right sponsors and businesses that want to come forward, we'd love to get to that indoor space. But also, as Tara mentioned, you could sponsor fields, especially the new one that's coming on board. But the entire complex of Passage Road is up for naming rights as well. So if you have a large corporation or if you have some kind of a means that you have an interest to have the naming rights of the complex, that is even possible as well too.
I should write you a big fat check and have you say, welcome to the Valley today as you enter the complex.
I think that rings pretty well to the ear, actually.
Right? I know it does kind of make sense. But you make a really good point too, Guy Curtis, in that sometimes when people hear that you're doing a capital campaign and you want to maybe build buildings or that sort of stuff, they don't understand or realize that when you do those structures, you then can use them for other fundraising activities. So it's not like you're asking for money to build something that's going to have one use and one use alone. You're going to be able then to have ongoing fundraising activities that keeps you sometimes from having to go back and ask people for money over and over again in the future. So it really is a benefit.
Yeah, tremendously. I've had experiences with other facilities in the region that are multi-purpose and event-oriented. And so if we can find a space that would be offering either the ability to rent and use the space as a kind of a tenant type of situation, or if we can eventually own the space and operate it so that small events could take place or community-oriented type of activities could take place, you name it. It's all the possibility. The idea right now is we're dreaming for it and we're shooting for it and hoping the community responds. It's going to take some time to build something like that. But initially, first things first, we're trying to accept the demand that's going to be coming, as well as the interest to grow the T-ball age groups, the younger 4, 5, 6, 7 years of age divisions that are most popular right now. Many of them are getting up into the coach pitch player age, as well as player pitch age, up until like 12. those are like the larger primary ages. And so as the region grows, we want to make sure we can accommodate those players and not turn folks away. But also, it's the availability of field space. So think about as more players come into the league, the practice nights are also limited. So some teams, some coaches only get a night or two. And then when you have rain, sometimes that we have in the spring season, it's difficult to get an extra practice in. And it's all about the growth of the game, the development. And so we want kids to be safe and prepared before they go out into the field and play the game. So that's where additional field spaces and perhaps hopefully indoor spaces can help us.
Tara, while it's ideal for someone to write a check with a comma in it, those are always the best checks to write to a nonprofit organization. You're also looking for people throughout this campaign to volunteer, to say they want to help coach, to maybe join your board, become a member of your organization. Those are other ways people can support you as well.
Yes, that is very true. And we certainly invite our community businesses to come out and be a game day sponsor at Sharando Park. We love to fill every Saturday with a game day sponsor. They can come out, interact with the families at the fields, and their sponsorship pays for free popcorn for everyone on game day Saturdays. And I do believe we have a few openings for this spring season.
That sounds like it might be more within my budget than maybe sponsoring the entire complex.
Yes,
Every dollar helps.
Yes.
That's true. That is very true. So where can people go? Someone's listening today and they're like, you know what? I want to do something, but I don't know what they need or what I can help with. Where can they go to get more information?
Our website, fcnll.com, and also our Facebook page.
If you're interested in learning more about the charity golf tournament that's happening on June 5th at Rock River Golf Course, there's a unique URL for that. Hold on to your seat here. givebutter.com/FCNLL charity golf. Or in other words, just go to FCNLL.com. It's probably a lot easier to say and write out. But
and I'll put the direct link in the show notes. So if you are already listening at the valleytodaypodcast.com, that link is already there for you.
Yeah, through the website, you can sign up online. You can register your team for golf, for example, $125 per player or $500 for the full team. We also have tremendous sponsorship opportunities in addition to the Saturdays that you can sponsor. So you can do that through the website. Tara would respond, but my information is also there too through the capital campaign. If you are interested in supporting the league in any way or form, any dollar in support counts towards this effort. So whether it's $5 or even more, we'd love to have your support. FCNLL.com is the best place to start.
Guy Curtis, thank you for coordinating all of this with me. I appreciate it.
Yes, thanks, Jen, so much. You guys are great community supporters, and thank you again for supporting Frederick County National Little League.
And Tara, it was great to meet you, and I am seriously going to consider sponsoring a Saturday game, or maybe I'll even go so far as to sponsor a hole at one of Guy Curtis's golf tournaments.
Thank you so much.
Well, that's it for the 2 shows in 1 today. I will be back tomorrow with a brand new episode of The Valley Today, just a few minutes after noon, so meet me here then.